Okay, so this is gonna be the ultimate post-church Costco haul. Speaking a little bit quiet because my baby's sleeping. And Whole Foods as well, because my wife ran into Whole Foods. But the purpose of this video is to show you guys what a typical grocery haul looks like for our family. This is the foods that we keep on hand as a constant, as a default to maintain lean, healthy body composition. And hope this is insightful. I'm also gonna break some stuff down that was not in this grocery haul that we keep on hand constantly, but that was just in the pantry, more so for treats and fun stuff. So stick around to the end of this video so you get a full picture of not just the healthy foods, but also the fun stuff too. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this off with the most important part of any grocery haul and of any meal, and that is the protein. We like to get top sirloin steaks from Costco because these are a perfect balance of leanness, so they're low calorie with high protein plus flavor. So it's not like a ribeye that's super high calorie with a ton of flavor, and it's also not like a filet that can kind of be tough sometimes if you don't cook it the right way. Not very flavorful, but very lean. This is right in the middle, perfect balance. Top sirloin is our go-to for steaks. Then I went ahead and grabbed a bunch of pork chops, relatively lean, very, very, very flavorful when you season them the right way. And then we've got a bunch of chicken breasts, extremely lean and very flavorful when you cook and season them the right way. But this is the meat that we have on hand. We're gonna throw a bunch of that on the grill, get it prepped, and mix that into all of our meals. Next thing we got is this Thai home jasmine rice. It's just rice. We really don't have a preference on the rice, but this is what we mix into 80 to 85% of our lunches, give or take. Makes it easy to have a controlled carbohydrate source that tastes really good, and we can have a ton of variation with. Moving down the line here, we've got our fruit. So we typically have stacks and stacks of fresh fruit like this to snack on, mix into yogurt, have with honey, or just have just on its own. Super low calorie, tasty snack. If you don't like fruit, it's because your dopamine receptors are fried, so you need to recondition yourself to find fruit enjoyable. Next thing we have is some of these bag salads, because, bag salads, that's why. It's easier, it's faster than just making the scratch salad. Even though my wife makes some scratch salads, I have to mention that. I don't want people thinking that she doesn't make salad from scratch. That's easier most of the time. Frozen fruit, this is a typical dessert for us. We'll definitely put honey on this. Sometimes mix it into yogurt. If you mix that in with honey and yogurt, it tastes a lot like ice cream. Let's see what else we got here. Then we will typically have something like eggs on hand. Don't eat eggs all the time, but it's great to have them for the Saturday morning or Sunday morning breakfasts. Next thing we got here is potatoes, carb source. Easy to prep. Potatoes are actually one of the highest foods in the world on the satiety index, which means they keep you extremely full, like supernaturally full when you eat potatoes. So really, really good when you are working on getting leaner to not be too hungry. Onions, mix that into all my rice bowls. I'm flying here because I want to get to the fun stuff, honestly. Salsa for chips and salsa. Yes, literally just chips and salsa. Let's see. Might sound like something that you, quote unquote, can't eat when you're working on getting lean. But the reality is there's nothing that you can't eat. All of this falls within what are your calorie and protein goals. And if for given day, for given goal, we can fit in chips and salsa, then we fit in chips and salsa. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and move this camera over here, and you guys are gonna see a little bit more of the good stuff, a little bit more of the fun stuff. So, next thing that we have here are these carb counter low calorie tortillas. These are great for tacos. We also make these PB Fit flautas. We also make these low calorie pizzas with those low calorie tortillas, where we literally just put regular pizza sauce, low fat cheese, turkey, pepperoni on these little pizzas. Usually one pizza comes out to sub 190 calories with 18 to 19 grams of protein, which is absolutely amazing. Eat 4 of those or so at a time. Then we have these cauliflower crust pizzas. This is for when we're craving pizza. Not as low calorie as something like the homemade pizza recipe I just broke down, but extremely tasty. And we usually throw extra protein on here too. Again, you can technically eat whatever you want as long as it fits within your calorie and protein goals for the day. Moving on, Premier Protein pancakes. These are absolutely delicious, and these were a lifesaver for breakfast when my daughter was born and was, just felt like the world was kind of crashing down around us and had no sense of routine or no sense of what was going on, and felt like we had to sustain the baby's life every waking second. We had the birth at home as well, which meant that recovery was happening at home. And so these were easy because I can make them with one hand. I can just pop this open, pop them in the microwave, put some PB Fit on top of these and some honey, and they were just absolutely amazing. Relatively high protein, low-ish calorie, 15 grams of protein for 3 of them, 210 calories, which is probably better than what you're eating right now. Then we have this avocado spray, cooking oil. Then this is a snack that usually gets eaten every single day, if not every other day, but Oikos 000 Greek yogurt, 15 grams of protein for, I think it's exactly 90 calories or 100 calories on each of these, and they taste relatively good. I've got this regular sharp cheddar cheese, nothing necessarily special about that. Mix it in the rice bowls. And then we have bread. I posted a video like this one time on Instagram, and somebody commented, "Really, Gabe, even the bread?" And I was like, yes, even the bread, we eat bread all the time. Again, controlled carb source. As long as it fits your calories and protein, we are good. My wife wants to say something, I think. What's up, babe?
Think about how much bread they eat in Europe. Do they look obese to you?
Good point.
Calories in, calories out. Mind you, their processing is better for your gut, so gluten doesn't bother you as much when you're in Europe.
Don't get us bloated.
Yeah.
Don't have any issues.
But calories in, calories out. Your body fat can stay low eating bread. This just has your body gonna feel.
Amen. Thank you for jumping in for that. See, this is the real thing, this is the real hack that you're really looking for, is you need to have a wife who is in agreement with you, look at that, about what God can do in this area of your life. Because when your wife is not your primary stumbling block, which unfortunately for 40% of the guys that I work with, their wife is their primary stumbling block at home. Either she feels insecure when the husband is getting fit and she's not, or she has bought into this culture that the husband started where everyone else gets taken care of except for the husband, or where she's the number one kind of tempter, I guess, with food, and doesn't understand the conviction of honoring your body. So that's actually the main hack, is having a wife who's in agreement with you about stewarding your body well and what God can do in this area of your life. So shout out to my wife. Thanks, babe. Okay, next thing is these Zevia sodas. We don't get these all the time, but we always get some kind of very low calorie beverage. I think these are 0 calorie, if not 5 calories. Really, really great for when you have cravings and you're dieting. Then we've got these organic guacamole pre-made things. Guacamole is, for me, primarily just flavor. I throw it in the rice bowls with the meat and with the cheese and with the rice, and it tastes amazing. And also a healthy source of fats, but again, not really why I am eating it. Really eating it mainly just for the flavor. Next thing we got going on here is this huge pallet of Diet Coke, which will last us probably 3 days at least. With that Coke, again, very, very 0 calorie beverage that's also carbonated. So when you drink a carbonated beverage, it distends your gut, and that gut distension secretes a hormone called leptin, which tells your brain I'm food. It literally makes food look less appetizing when you drink a carbonated beverage. So it's great to have that on hand in a 0 calorie form. Also, most recent studies on Diet Coke, because everybody always says, oh, aspartame, it's a poison, it causes cancer. What they don't realize is aspartame as a carcinogen is actually less carcinogenic than something like your cell phone, or something like filling up your car with gasoline. Filling up your car with gasoline or holding a cell phone to your head is more likely to cause cancer than drinking Diet Coke, than aspartame. And so if you're gonna get, your underwear in a wad because of aspartame, then you're also not allowed to use an iPhone. You're also not allowed to fill your car with gas because those things are more likely to cause cancer than aspartame. Additionally, when you actually look at the harmful levels of aspartame, what the daily requirement would be for Diet Coke to reach 1/100th of harmful levels. So the FDA, their harmful levels of aspartame, they recommend daily allowance of aspartame. This is 1/100th of what would actually cause harm. 1/100th. So you have to drink 100 times more than these to reach the level of aspartame that causes harm, ever studied. Is 17 cans of Diet Coke every single day of your life. So as long as you're not drinking 17 cans of Diet Coke every single day for the rest of your life, you are good. By the way, that's 17 cans of Coke a day. That's 1/100th of what will cause, of what has been shown in studies to potentially cause harm. So if we're going straight off the evidence, you need 170 of these per day, which you would die of the water toxicity. You would die of drinking too much water from the Coke before you died of the aspartame from drinking that many Cokes. So nothing to worry about whatsoever. Again, if you're worried about this, you're also not allowed to use an iPhone. So that's that. Got off my high horse on the Diet Cokes. Gonna go through some pantry items here too, so you see what we keep on hand. This is actually not a regular for us, but this is something that my wife put together. These are some protein overnight oats. It's oats with protein and I think some PB Fit powdered peanut butter in there as well. Again, we're taking regular foods and increasing the calorie to protein ratio.
Skim milk, cinnamon, matcha, Celtic salt.
Matcha on all of them?
No, just mine.
Thank God. I hate matcha. It's disgusting. It tastes like grass. Oh my gosh. No, let's not start that debate. Okay, so that's something we keep on hand as well. Then we've got this just 2% regular milk. Always go 2% or lighter over whole milk. I know whole milk's all the rage right now, but no real reason to consume that whatsoever if you're overweight. And then we have my personal favorite, the Fairlife chocolate milks. Let's see if this will show. Fairlife chocolate milks, high protein chocolate milk. I know Fairlife was under some scrutiny in the last few years from PETA for how they treat their baby cows, but you know, I hope that's all resolved because it's super high protein. So I'm gonna keep drinking. I drink it all the way through the controversy. I hope that doesn't offend anyone.
Who cares about that? Sorry.
That's a good point. Okay, let's move on here. Wife you cannot find a beautiful wife like that at Costco. It just, sorry. Well, maybe you can. I'm not one of those that believes you only find your wives at church, but maybe you'll find her at Costco, but not that one. Not her specifically. Gonna take you guys through some more regular stuff we keep on hand pretty consistently. Let's see here. More fruit, random veggies, tomatoes, carrots, throw that in the rice bowls. We had that last night. More bagged salad, low fat, or I guess this is whole milk plain green yogurt, which is actually not very usual for us. It's not like the Oikos, but I guess we have that on hand. So good to know. More very lean meat, lean ground turkey. Even more, now my wife is looking at the yogurt because she can't believe that she bought the normal one.
I bought online because our power went out when we were traveling and then our whole fridge went bad. Ordering online, sometimes it messes you up.
Sometimes it does.
It really does.
Turkey prepped in a bag. Very complicated stuff here, guys. I think that is the entire grocery haul. I want to show you guys a few more things. These things keep regularly on hand, and that is protein bars like this. We just get the Costco ones, but there's a bunch of different great brands. As long as there's at least 10 grams of protein per calorie, you're good. Per 100 calories, I should say, you're good. And then PB Fit. PB Fit is powdered peanut butter, tastes amazing. I like to prep it in bulk like this and just keep it here. And you've got peanut butter. That's half the calories, double the protein of normal peanut butter. So really, really great, solid hack there. And then let's see if there's anything else I need to show you guys. Nothing. That is it. So Costco haul / Whole Foods haul. Really just kind of a rundown of what a typical grocery haul looks like for our family and some of the things that we keep on hand. overall, with a video like this, use it as inspiration, use it as a guideline, use it as a framework. You can copy and paste this grocery haul, which I'll just have copy and paste it down in the description below, so you can just copy and paste that, or just, I guess, open up this video as you're walking through Costco. But ultimately, none of this matters if you are not consistently hitting your calories and protein each day, because you can very well get all of these foods at Costco and then still order the crappy Uber Eats or still binge on something crappy at the end of the night. You can still have unhealthy default actions even in an advantageous environment. Now, a disadvantageous environment doesn't help, right? We should remove all stumbling blocks, but you can be in a perfect environment and still sabotage your body, because ultimately those unhealthy default actions are coming from the spiritual wounds that you haven't healed, the emotional wounds that you haven't healed, that are causing you to overeat, that are causing you to sabotage yourself. And so with something like this, yes, take it, use it, but ultimately, don't eat 20. That's a simple way of saying it. Don't eat 20. But ultimately, if you're not surrendering this area of your life to God and his intention for your physical stewardship, then it doesn't matter what environment you're in, you're gonna fail. And maybe you resonate with that. Maybe you watch this video because you're like, I already know all the healthy groceries to buy. I'm looking for a different solution. So if that resonates with you and you want more direct help with this, then you can go to defaultkings.com. That is where we specifically help men lose weight, keep it off, build muscle, all that stuff, but do it in a way that honors God, built on scripture. So if you want direct help with that, go to our website, defaultkings.com, or click one of the links that I have down in the description below and connect with us directly. Without further ado, see you on the next one.